Teddy Roosevelt said, "No matter how long it may take us to overcome this premeditated invasion, the American people in their righteous might will win through absolute victory." Good morning. My name is Taylor Davis, and I will be speaking to you about how Hollywood takes charge. The question at hand is, how did Hollywood, the film industry in Hollywood, contribute to the war effort during World War II, and how would films continue to affect America if World War III were to occur in today's time? Starting out with some background information about World War II, America joined their fight in World War II in December 1941 when the Japanese attacked the American military base at Pearl Harbor. When America joined the war on the Allied side, the industries changed to wartime production. This included the film industry in Hollywood. Hollywood changed golden slippers to GI boots, make-believe for reality. This industry had to step up and produce films not only to persuade citizens to support the war by using propaganda and brighten American citizen spirits. They also used bond drives in theaters and would supply free seats to citizens if they were purchased. Theaters and film sets would also recycle their scrap metal and rubber towards war production factories. Hollywood had many effects on American citizens. The propaganda used in movies would be as subtle as a woman seen in uniform, or as obvious as Hitler being dressed as a robber robbing a bank in a movie. But the use of propaganda caused more people to contribute to the war effort and want to solve for America in this time. Propaganda influenced hate for enemies, caused more public effort towards the war production, and caused people to save materials for war production. As said in this article on neuroscience and conformity from Department of Psychology and Neuroscience at the University of Chapel Hill, when they do conform, adolescents are highly attuned to the social context in which social influence unfolds, flexibly shifting their attitudes toward the person or behavior that is most salient for that decision context. This means when the young population folds into the influence of the media, the film industry, they change their behavior and attitude to match that context. Overall, the films produced by Hollywood boosted the American spirits about the war, created an escape from reality, and educated Americans on what they could do to help towards the war. To refer back to the second half of the question, how would Hollywood affect World War III if it were to occur in today's times? Like World War II, America would use the film industry to their advantage, but more now than ever. Nowadays, there is more technology available, and social media now exists where people could watch the films and discuss them together widespread. Limitations to the film industry being used to the extent as World War II is that there would be a lack of funding. Budgets are twice as big as they were back in World War II times to produce a film. Another limitation would be that people would be fearful to attend theaters due to the possibility of an attack. Lastly, the government interfering with what is produced may upset people. In conclusion, if World War III were to occur today, the film industry would be very beneficial to the war effort more now than ever.
All right. Okay, so your first question. What evidence did you gather that you did not include, and why did you choose not to include it?
I did include information on how President Roosevelt took action during this time because I felt that wasn't Hollywood's direct efforts, that was the government, and my presentation was focusing on Hollywood's efforts towards the war.
Okay. What additional questions emerged from your research, and why are these questions important?
Additional questions I had was what specifically types of films were produced, like if it was just nowadays how films are produced, it's like scenes from different wars and battles that happen. But I wonder if there was any films produced on like home life during World War II or any place across the world.
Okay, thank you very much.